Hello Internet, Xanos here. How you doing, guys and girls of the interweb? I thought I would try and start doing a weekly review recap of all the news, or all the most notable gaming news we've had during the week, and maybe a few other bits and bobs thrown in there. So, this is the first one, so let's give it a go. I don't really have an introduction, but let's just give it a go and talk about some stuff that happened in gaming news this week. This is going to be a very choppy cut episode because I don't know how I'm gonna do it, so bear with all the edit, please. I like William Shatner. Anyway, the most notable thing I noticed in the gaming news this week is For Honor's competition, and the prize was $10,000 in cold hard cash. And basically, the guy who won it, Jacob Palin, I think his name was. Basically, he won £10,000 by cheesing. There's a known exploit in For Honor called Unlock Tech, where, as I understand it, basically you unlock just before you attack, and that makes the attack, or certain attacks, completely unblockable. And it's a known bug since For Honor launched, and basically this Jacob guy, he used this to advantage, and he won. He won $10,000 by cheesing. He even said when he got his prize,
I didn't think it would be this easy. For the tournament, I hadn't played the game for 2 weeks.
And that's wrong, not for him. He played the game with whatever was built into the game. That bug's in the game, so it's part of the game design, and he just used what was in the game. I think Ubisoft really need to get off their ass and sort this update out. In other slightly disappointing news, Crackdown 3 has been delayed again. Now, originally Crackdown 3 was going to launch alongside the Xbox One X. It was like the big launching title with the Xbox One X, and now it's not going to happen. And although it's disappointing when a game gets delayed, I think it's for the better. From what you've heard online and what I've read and what I've seen of people talking about Crackdown 3, they've all said it plays very much like a Crackdown game, but it's very much missing something. It's not quite there, and graphically it doesn't look great. As upsetting it is for Microsoft that they're not going to have this big game to launch the Xbox One X, I think it's good in the end. Last thing you want is a No Man's Sky situation, where the game releases and then people say, "Oh, I wish it was delayed so they could have made it better." No matter what you do, you're going to annoy gamers. So I think the fact that they have delayed it to work on the game, I think it's only 6 months, I think that's a good decision. Hopefully they'll make the game better. In other slightly curious news, Destiny has a currency, which is silver. And that silver actually appeared on Steam. But apparently they've chalked it off to an error, an internal error. But how in the hell can you create an error such as that? How can it be an error that you accidentally list, describe, create the price point, and get it all up on Steam? How is that an error? Maybe, possibly, Destiny 1 could be coming to Steam, but that's doubtful. I don't know. It's a very bizarre error. I don't quite know how that error has happened, but hey, there you go, it's happened. Speaking of Destiny, that brings me over to Blizzard. Now, Blizzard did a big, massive rebranding of their Battlenet. For those of you who don't know, Battlenet is basically Blizzard's massive launcher where all their games is launched through Battlenet. It has been Battlenet for nearly 20 years now, and Blizzard, in their infinite wisdom, have decided to rebrand it as Blizzard Launcher. This has annoyed a lot of gamers. A lot of people don't understand why they have bothered trying to change the name of something that's been there for so long. Blizzard have finally listened, and they have sort of given into defeat, kind of. It's still Battlenet, but it is now Blizzard Battlenet instead of Blizzard Launcher. Because no one was calling it Blizzard Launcher, so it is now Blizzard Battlenet. So that's some of the highlights of the news, but we have had some new game releases this week. I sort of made a list of the most notable game releases, so let's have a look at some of them. In my rush to get this video done, I completely forgot to mention about the amazing release of Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania came out on the PlayStation, Xbox, and thankfully the Nintendo Switch. Everybody is absolutely in love with this game. They all say if you like the old traditional Sonic games, then this is the game for you. It has a good callback to the old zones and newer zones in there as well. This game has essentially been made by Sonic fans, so if you like Sonic, if you're a fan of the good old platforming 2D Sonic games, this is a game you definitely need to pick up. The indie sweetheart Undertale has also finally launched on PlayStation this week, so if you want to see what all the fuss is about and you've never played it before, go and give it a go. I've really only just started playing it a few weeks ago in a live stream we did. I had no idea what I was doing for the first hour, but I'm kind of getting the hang of it. It's a good game. It's a decent game. Thumper has also now released on Xbox One, which is like a rhythm-based game. I'll be completely honest though, if you own a Nintendo Switch, get it on the Switch instead, because that game would be fantastic for portable mode when you're out and about and you want a quick 5 to 10 minute gaming session. The big release this week though is Agents of Mayhem. That has released on the Xbox, PlayStation and the PC. And you know what? The reviews are kind of meh. Everyone says it's okay. They say the first 3 characters you get in the game are just terrible, they're bland and they're boring. The other characters you get in the game are much more developed and are more interesting to play as. A lot of people are comparing it to Overwatch for the art style, which I can kind of see. But everyone's sort of the same opinion of, meh, it's okay. It has some good points, it has a lot of low points. And the last thing I want to mention is Conan Exiles, the alpha game that caused a lot of controversy with having a penis slider, essentially, is now on game preview on the Xbox One. Nothing really spectacular, but the reason I mention it is because it has an issue. It doesn't work. It just does not work. You get to the main menu, you press start, and that's it. You get stuck in an endless loading screen, and eventually the Xbox will close the app. I have tried maybe 10 or 15 different times to try and get this game loading. I cannot get past the main menu. But anyway, that was a summary of the gaming news this week. Is there any news that I've missed off or anything interesting that you know that happened this week? Let me know down below. And also let me know if you like this video. Do you like the roundup of all the news during the week? This was a very last minute decision, so I've not got all the news from the week. I've literally just researched and tried to remember what all the news was this week. But next week, I'll make a much more conscious effort to make note of all the gaming news. So let me know if this video is any good to you. I was Xanos. You guys are beautiful. And I'll see you later, guys.